Very good evening, my children. In the morning session, I discussed the CBQ questions from the chapter 2, class 11 psychology. So, right now we will do the chapter 3, competency based questions, and we will try to understand how these competency based questions are there in chapter 3. These questions are for your understanding. You can expect that any kind of questions may be asked to you people in your examinations by your teachers. Now, first one, assertion reason. You see here, the cephalocaudal trend of development suggests that motor skills develop from the head downwards to the toes. Reason, a newborn first gains control over their head and later neck muscles, followed by their trunk and limbs. So you need to understand here, the growth actually proceeds in two different ways. Means one is the cephalocaudal, from head to toes. The second one is proximo-distal, center to peripheries. So here the answer is both assertion and reason are true, and it is the correct explanation. So you see here, the first question, both are true statements and there is a relation. The second one is from Piaget's cognitive development. It is related to pre-operational stage. Children in the pre-operational stage lack the ability to conserve. Reason, conservation is the understanding that a quantity remains the same despite change in its shape or container. Yes. You see, in Piaget's pre-operational period, we have the major qualities: egocentrism, animism, centration, initiative thought. Now here you can see the word which was used here. You see here, children lack an ability to conserve actually. Here if you notice, our children in the pre-operational period, all over the world if you take here, they are not able to identify, if you keep two equal quantities of, the two equal quantities of water, colored water, you put, one is very taller one is smaller but width-wise bigger. The child will see the taller one as the bigger one. So here you see, both are true statements actually, and it is the correct explanation. In the next question, according to Piaget, a child in the concrete operational, pre-operation is actually 2 to 7, concrete is 7 to 11 years, can successfully solve conservation problem. Yes, assertion is true. Conservation is not there in the pre-operational period, but the conservation is there in the concrete operations. Reason, at this stage, a child's thought become more flexible and they can perform mental operations, understanding that properties like mass and volume remain the same despite changes in shape. So in concrete operational period, whatever the drawbacks or the demerits are there in the pre-operational period, those demerits are going to the child is going to overcome. That's the reason we are using this word here. So here both the two are right and correct explanation. So you see here, the same question can be created for animism, the same question can be created for initiative thought, the same question can be created for egocentrism, the same question can be created for the reversible thinking actually. So what is there in the pre-operational period as a character, as a deficit, that is going to totally recovered. Means the child is going to fulfill those areas in the concrete operations. Whatever the deficit in the concrete operation, that is going to, like mainly hypothetico-deductive reasoning, logical thinking, these all will be there in the formal operational period. Now the next one, it is related to moral development. In pre-conventional level of moral reasoning, an individual's moral decisions are based on the avoidance of punishment, as you learn already in your textbook. Due to avoidance of punishment, the children follow the morality. We learn already here. The pre-conventional level of moral reasoning is characterized by an externally controlled morality. Externally controlled means the parents, teachers may punish us if we do something wrong. So external authority they are accepting. So both are true and correct explanation. Let's make a move to application based question. Short one. A 5-year-old child, Tina, is playing with her dolls. She believes that her dolls feel sad when she puts them away in a box. According to Jean Piaget's stage of cognitive development, what characteristic is Tina is demonstrating? Animism. Here the child is thinking that her playing items or the toys are living beings. This is the characteristic of animism, which will be seen at the age of 2 to 7 years. This animism at the stage of 2 to 7 years, we are seeing this. Animism, egocentrism, just now we discussed. These are the pre-operational characteristics. Initiative thoughts, conservation, these are all. Now, a high school teacher notices that her students often think in terms of what if scenarios and can debate abstract concepts like justice and freedom. According to Piaget, which stage of cognitive development are these students? In what cognitive ability is central to this stage? These are formal operational period. The central cognitive ability of this stage is abstract thinking. Justice, freedom, these are all abstract concepts. And also, here in this stage, hypothetico-deductive reasoning, you see here, hypothetico-deductive reasoning. What exactly hypothetico-deductive means? You frame some hypothesis, some assumptions. After that you cross-check which is right or wrong. What is wrong you will remove, what is right you are going to accept. That is the hypothetico-deductive reasoning. Even in this hypothetico-deductive reasoning, you see, you make the hypothesis, you do the research, and research facts you will cross check. What is similar to the facts you found, you will accept. What is not similar, you will remove. For example, what you find as a fact of the study, it is not at all there in your hypothesis. You write the same, you will do the facts, you will write as hypothesis, then you will accept. That's it, simple. Now the next concept. A mother gives her child, who is in the pre-operational stage, 2 identical clay balls. She then flattens one of the ball into a pancake shape. The child insists that the flattened clay now has less clay. What cognitive limitation is the child demonstrating, and what is opposite concept in a later developmental stage? See, this is called centration. Same like conservation, centration it is. Centration is what exactly? 2 equal balls of clay balls we give. After the child is playing, the child is understanding both the 2 are equal. Now the mother takes one and mother takes a pancake, means she is rolling that one. Now the child will say that rolled one is a bigger one. Now the opposite concept which a child gains in concrete operational stage is decentration actually. The decentration will be there in the concrete operational period. So pre-operational child will have centration, whereas the concrete operational stage the child will have decentration. This is a little bit opposite to this area. This is out of your syllabus, my children, but actually to make you understand a higher order thinking question, little bit I am adding every time little concepts which are out of your syllabus. Just I use this word, the decentration we are calling. During a class discussion, a student named Arjun argues that it is wrong to cheat on a test because the school has strict rules against it and the punishment is suspension. Another student, Shreya, says cheating is wrong because it is unfair to the students who studied hard and it undermines the purpose of education. Based on Lawrence Kohlberg's theory of moral development, at which level each student's reasoning likely operating? Arjun's level of reasoning is pre-conventional. Why pre-conventional, my children? Here you see. In pre-conventional morality, actually moral values are acquired on the base of external authority. So school is having the rules, you may get suspended. This is the external authority. Shreya's reasoning is post conventional morality. It's like universal ethical principles, I can say. See, pre-conventional is the first stage. Second is the conventional. The third one is the post-conventional. What she is saying here, you see. Very clearly, Shreya says, it is unfair and we should not do, this is wrong. You see, actually I can say here, this morality is the highest level of morality, I can say to you people. The post-conventional level. So, application-based questions are over, my children. Just I gave you a tidbit of information to make you understand this kind of questions will be expected. Now we have the case studies. You see, a small case studies. A 16-year-old boy named Rohan is a high achiever in school. He spends a lot of time on social media and is very concerned about his appearance and what his friends think of him. He is often seen trying to fit in with a popular group, and he has recently started adopting their clothing style and mannerisms. At home, he sometimes argues with his parents about his privacy and his desire for more independence. So it is which stage actually, see? Based on Erik Erikson's stages of psychosocial development. Erik Erikson's stages also linked. So a child who is actually spends a lot of time on social media, 16-year-old means it is adolescence. And adolescence, according to Erik Erikson, it is actually role identity versus role confusion, you see here. Look into this case. 16-year-old is adolescence and he is spending the time with friends and he don't want to, he's arguing and he's adapting. The teenagers basically like your age group people. You see your hairstyles, your clothing styles. All these are all basically, this is the age factor. So you see, the primary crisis here is the sense of self and personal identity. His behavior, such as his concern with social media, appearance and trying to fit it with a popular group, is a manifestation of his effort to explore and solidify his identity. So the conflicts with his parents over independence are also, the teenagers basically they try to argue a lot with parents and teachers. General tendency of a teenage child is they think that they know everything. They feel they know everything. And they feel that they are independent and they start arguing with the parents. So this is the role identity versus role confusion. But the parent here thinks that still the child is a child. This is the generation gap actually. Now, what is the term for Rohan's concern with his friends' opinions and his belief that he is constantly being watched and judged by them? Explain how this concept applies to adolescence. You see, my children. Now, the term for Rohan's belief that he is constantly being watched and judged by others is imaginary audience. You see, David Elkind. What actually the adolescence cognitive development in the formal operational period, David Elkind classified this into two different qualities. One is personal fable. Second one, imaginary audience. What is this imaginary audience? You feel that everyone is observing you. A child who is having a ink mark on the shirt will feel that everybody is looking at that ink mark. A child who is having a pimple always, feels that people are looking at that pimple and they will try to cover, they will try to hide it here. Imaginary audience. Second one, personal fable. It's not asked to you right now. The personal fable is what? The teenager thinks that nobody is understanding their feelings, their motives. That's the reason, you see, because of due to this imaginary audience and personal fable, actually because of personal fable, the teenagers will have more arguments with the parents and they like to spend more time in the friend circle because the same age group, So they feel that they are the only people understanding their problems. Second case study here. Priya is a 15-year-old, is working on a science project. She is able to formulate multiple hypotheses for an experiment and systematically test each one to see which is correct. She also spends a lot of time thinking about her future career and her personal values. Her younger brother Rohan, who is at 8, is playing a board game. He gets upset when his friend changes a rule, insisting they must follow the rules exactly as written in the rule book. Now you see this case. You read this case, you will understand. She also spends a lot of time thinking about her future career, personal values. Her younger brother Rohan, who is at 8, is playing a board game. He gets upset when his friend changes a rule, insisting they must follow the rules exactly as written in the rule book. So, based on the case study, analyze the cognitive abilities demonstrated by Priya and Rohan. What stage of cognitive development in each sibling in according to Piaget's theory? See, the child Priya is in the formal operational stage. Her ability to formulate and systematically test hypotheses. See, hypothetico-deductive reasoning. She is doing a project work and she is checking the hypothesis, everything, you see. So it is the formal operational period. Whereas the child who is at 8 years, 7 to 11 years is actually concrete operational. So the child's age is 8. So it's very easy for you to identify. It's the concrete operational period. His rigid adherence to the rules of the game shows his developing ability to think logically and follow the rules. The same case can be given to you people. Same case with Kohlberg's moral development also I can ask you. Any number of questions we can create here, my children. Explain, see, Rohan's moral reasoning in the context of Lawrence Kohlberg's theory. It is the conventional level of morality. In conventional level, what actually people try to follow the rules, laws. That is basically law and order orientation. Law and order orientation, stage 4 it is. His insistence, the conventional level. See, Kohlberg's moral development is having the three stages actually. Pre-conventional, conventional, post-conventional. In each stage we have two levels. Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4. So conventional level of moral development, stage 4, where people are totally law and order oriented. So you can look into this kind of questions. Basically we can keep, we are looking into the CBQs, my children. So I framed these questions for you people with my knowledge, with my thinking, and whatever I can use, I tried my level best for you people. So try to see these questions as one insight for you people to understand how the CBQ pattern will be there. And I hope everyone understood. Thank you for watching, my children. Stay connected with us for more updates, and hopefully we will upload or we will have a live session on chapter 4, sensory attentional perceptual process, maybe next week, so that you will get an idea how to face your examinations. Thank you for watching.